Boring Greek myths for sleep. What the Olympian gods were really like. The Olympian gods lived on Mount Olympus, a place that was said to be high above the clouds, though very little actually happened there most of the time. Most days were quiet. The gods did not constantly throw lightning or start wars. Instead, they argued, complained, and attended long gatherings that rarely solved anything. Zeus, the king of the gods, spent much of his time sitting and listening. He was known for thunder, but in reality, he mostly made decisions slowly and often changed his mind. He also had many relationships, which caused administrative problems rather than excitement. Hera, his wife, was responsible for marriage and family. Much of her divine work involved being irritated. She noticed details, remembered old grudges, and took her role very seriously. This required patience, which she had, though it was often tested. Poseidon, god of the sea, was temperamental, but not always dramatic. Long stretches of ocean remained calm while Poseidon did nothing in particular. He preferred routine and became upset mainly when plans were interrupted. Athena, goddess of wisdom, was practical and methodical. She favored planning over action and spent long periods thinking. She avoided unnecessary conflict and rarely raised her voice. Apollo managed several responsibilities, including music, healing, and prophecy. This kept him busy, but much of his time was spent practicing instruments or delivering vague predictions that could be interpreted later. Artemis, goddess of the hunt, preferred solitude. She spent her time walking quietly through forests, observing animals, and maintaining distance from social gatherings on Olympus. Ares, god of war, was actually unpopular. He was loud and impulsive, which made the other gods tired. They avoided him when possible. Aphrodite, goddess of love, influenced emotions subtly. Love did not arrive suddenly with thunder. It usually developed slowly, causing mild distractions rather than chaos. Hephaestus, god of craftsmanship, worked continuously. His days were repetitive but productive, filled with careful construction and repair. Hermes, the messenger god, traveled frequently. His work involved long journeys, short conversations, and delivering information that was sometimes ignored. Hestia, goddess of the hearth, was the calmest of all. She stayed home. She kept things warm, steady, and predictable. Very little changed around her, and that was the point. In the end, the Olympian gods were not always grand or dramatic. They were familiar, routine, and often tired. They argued, worked, waited, and rested, much like everyone else. And as Mount Olympus grew quiet, nothing urgent needed to happen. Everything could wait until morning.